everyone feels safe. To build a positive live chat experience for you and your viewers, choose who can participate. Orientation is that is too hot. I think it's like 90 something. At least it feels like it is. I have to run back to the kids in a minute. I am now going to the little store next door-ish to my mom's building because of course I had to not get something, and that's paper towels and or napkins, and my children need them. This is going to be the last Mother's Day that I have any minor children. This is it. Wow, that just hit me. It's crazy. Last Mother's Day with minor children. I wonder if my mom felt any type of way when... No, she didn't. Well, so Tracy, I'm going to come on later with Tracy because he's actually going to be doing a TikTok live, and I told him that I would do a TikTok live and try to do that little duel. You know how Mel be like, tap the screen now, cost a thing? So we're going to do that. That'll be a little bit of a bonding experience, as if we need any more of a bond. Look at the sky. Wow. This is something for me because I'm not usually like up and out in the daytime because I am an overnight worker at a hospital. Not that kind of worker. But I usually am asleep or trying to be asleep when the sun is out. I'm on vampire schedule. I'm not a vampire. I'm not obsessed with vampires. But I do like the novels about them. So quick. Paper towel. Hi. How are you? Good, thank you. Once upon a time in a land far, far away, not very far away, 5 years ago, I would not be able to be in this section without leaving with several things from it. But on this day, of Sistines Celsius. Oh. Yes. Nice jersey. There's just a 4 and a 9 missing from it. What happened?
Can you add $7 onto her?
But I'm so nice.
Do you need a button?
Yes. Thank you.
Alright, it's $10.93.
Plus $7.99.
$4.99.
Oh, okay. Your tats look nice in the jersey, at least. That's a plus. So when you see people looking at you and they're like, "Ooh, it's the tats, not the jersey."
Damn. I got a different jersey in the car. I got a Laker one. It doesn't help me anymore either. They're out.
But we still love the Lakers.
Yeah.
So if we love Lakers and
love
Cavs.
Lakers, who's not a fan of LeBron?
Oh, we don't want to talk about LeBron. Have a good day, you guys. I'm telling you, I do my best not to do my worst. See, there's something that we have in our recovery community that is called a cross addiction. You know, you get rid of something, you have to replace it with something else. It's supposed to be something positive, right? Like exercise, meditation, helping others. You know, that's 12 step. That's our primary purpose, is to help others that, you know, are seeking help or need treatment. Anyway, to the cross addiction, a lot of us fall into an SA category, not assault ways, but you know, there's NA for Narcotics Anonymous, AA for Alcoholics Anonymous, there's OA for Overeaters Anonymous, and there's SA for sex addicts. I'm not claiming to be one. I'm not. I'm in recovery. But it does get difficult. And so, as I was saying about like this being my last Mother's Day where I'm going to have minors as children, it's a little bittersweet for me, especially because all three of my children are, you know, rainbow babies. My oldest, the 19-year-old, who's a college freshman, his name is Tracy. Yes, I was a teenager in the 90s, and I named him after Tracy McGrady. But before I had these three beautiful children, I did have two children that passed away. My firstborn son, his name was Kendall, and he died when he was 12 days old. And then the following year, I had a beautiful little girl named Jordan Alexis, and she unfortunately passed away at the hospital when she was 6 days old. So, needless to say, any and everything that I do with these children or surrounding these children or about these children is just special. So, it's like, oh, they're not babies anymore. But then it's like, oh, thank you, Lord, you know, they made it this far. Thank God I have a 19-year-old and two 17-year-olds. And it's Mother's Day. And I remember 7 years ago, Mother's Day was the most depressing day of my life. And that's including the funerals for Kendall and Jordan. Like, it was ridiculous. Hey, Chad, hi, you guys. I'm so sorry I was in the sun. I didn't even see that anyone was on. Aw. Hello. I'm so sorry. This is my very first live. I promise. I will read the comments. Where are you guys from? Is there anyone in hot California right now? Or is it just me? So, Mother's Day. So, in 2018, that's when I went to rehab. And it was March, the end of March. You know, so of course I was separated from the husband of these three children, their father, and when I went to treatment, I didn't tell him where I was, and my mother and my sisters wouldn't tell him where I was. So while I was in there, like the sneaky that he is, he went to the courts and said that like I abandoned them. And of course, since I was in rehab, you know, they don't confirm or deny that anyone's there, and they certainly are not going to serve you with anything. So I guess they had tried to call around different facilities and couldn't find me. They called all of the like the high tootin', highfalutin ones, assuming that that's where I go. But I went to the hood one. I went to the one where there was people with ankle monitors, and they are still good friends, friends for life. Really good people. But anyway, so that Mother's Day, um, he felt like he had all kinds of power and control, so he just didn't let the kids come see me. So that was that day. It felt like a death of all of them, because I was so used to at that time, like, if it was, this A good could happen or B bad can happen, 9 times out of 10 the B bad happened. And so I didn't have much hope at that time. So on that Mother's Day, I was fresh out of rehab, sitting there. My family had this big, beautiful Mother's Day brunch set up for us. All of the cousins, because I've got I'm black, whatever. We got lots of them, and it was beautiful, like decked to the nines. The whole living room of my auntie's house was just beautiful. Mother's Day flowers everywhere, great. And I did not understand why I had to be there. I didn't smile at all. I have a very difficult time smiling when I don't want to smile. Unless I'm really angry, then it's a smile. But I work on inner peace, so I do my best not to get angry nowadays. My sobriety depends on it. That's another thing I also wanted to say. My sobriety is also dependent upon whether or not I am willing to help someone else, right? So if someone reaches out to me and asks Cambria if they can get their child into treatment, or if I can talk to them about how to talk to their child that needs treatment or is in treatment or going to treatment, then I have no choice but to help. And I'm going to. And I do know the solutions. I do know how to get help. And I can guarantee that if I don't know, I know someone who knows. And if that someone doesn't know, definitely there's someone that knows, because I am a sponsor. I have a sponsor. My sponsor has a sponsor. Her sponsor has a sponsor. There's a solution. If you need it, if you need help, it's out there. Anyway, so there's that. That's my primary purpose as a sober person, is to help other people achieve sobriety if they so choose. Um, Not everyone that drinks a lot is an alcoholic. And you really can't tell every alcoholic like you think you can, but it's a beautiful place to be sober. I remember days where I just knew that I wouldn't make it through the day without a drink. I remember when it was like really, really good, I would make sure that my fifth had about this much left in it, so I would be good for the next morning. And it started off okay. I'll need a little bit the next morning to get rid of the hangover, and then it was okay. The hangover's gone. No, maybe have a little bit more. Just have a little buzz, and then it went to like a continuous buzz, a steady buzz, um, a 24/7, 365 buzz. Um, and alcohol was my best friend until it became my worst enemy. And it was tricky, like a fine man. It was tricky because there was this like ache, this pull inside. That's what the craving is. That's the best way to describe it. Maybe. Okay, where your actual physical heart is, the organ. But it feels like there's someone that's reaching in there, like behind the heart, and like pulling something and pulling your whole chest out. That's how it feels when you're craving a drink or a drug. And it doesn't go away. And it's not about willpower, but it is about willingness, you know? Willingness. Are you willing to let go of your normal way of coping? Are you willing to let go of your thought structure? Are you willing to let go of friends that aren't good friends? Are you willing to let go of ego and pride and selfishness and self seeking and self centeredness? Are you willing to turn your will and your life over to God? That's really the big thing. And people get scared about that, especially when you have been partying for a long time. Either you're like so desperate that you're calling out to God, to whoever's around, or you're not yet that desperate and you're like talking to him on your own in secret and stuff. But when you reach that point of desperation where like the most comfortable place on the planet is like on your knees with your hands flat, face flat on the floor, when that's the most comfortable position that you find yourself in, then you know that's where your solution is. It is a beautiful program filled with beautiful people and not so beautiful people because it's a part of the world, right? But, anyways, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are with their children. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who have lost or had to bury their children. Happy Mother's Day to the women who have mothered other people's children and cannot, for whatever reason, have children of your own or choose not to have children of your own, but you are a mother. And happy Mother's Day to all of the mothers who are waiting on their rainbow baby. Um, I'll tell you the thing about my twins. So, I already told you before that in my first marriage, my OG marriage when I was 18, um, I had a son and a daughter, Kendall and Jordan, and they passed away. Kendall, 12 days old. Jordan was 6 days old. Kendall had hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Jordan actually had hypoplastic right heart syndrome and something called, I think it's ambrodextrocardia, whatever, is where like the organs, even though she looked perfect and beautiful and plump and pink on the outside, like her organs on the inside were mirrored, is what the doctors said. They were mirrored. Um, but she passed away in the hospital at 6 days old because we did decide to have surgery for her condition because they, you know, it was the military at that time. My husband at the time was in the Marine Corps, and Balboa was very interested in our case. But anyways, the greater news. So I have twins, right? And they are one boy and one girl, Justin and Tamia. Such a blessing, such a miracle. I think about how many years, years after they passed away, then I had a couple miscarriages with a couple of losers. And then this guy who I ended up marrying and having these children with, like 100% was not my type. I saw him in the gym. I was there with a couple of my friends, and I was like, "Ooh, I think he's the dad. He's the dad." And they're like, "What?" Ah! Anyway, but like if I had not had to bury Kendall and Jordan, I would never have given birth to Tracy, Justin, and Tamia. Right? I can't imagine my life without them. Wrong. I can imagine my life without them. I don't want to because it's so real. That's another beautiful thing about the healing of recovery and willingness, because I've turned it all over to God. So that includes my anxiety and fear. So that means all of the everyday weird fears, that I would have panic attacks just them like going to school, or if I wasn't like walking them around the corner to the school and they're in elementary school. If I had to go to work, I mean, it was insane. Like, just I didn't expect them to live the next day, like for all of them. So it was just like, oh, the relief just to be able to wake up and not need a drink, or the ability to be able to put up with someone's garbage and not, go get a gallon and then go upside somebody's, dome piece. It's beautiful. Like, that's the peace that passes understanding. That's what it is. It's like the whole world could be and is falling down all around me. Like, so much to worry about, so much to stress about, and I'd still have my moments where I do, and it's not cute at all, but really, I'm good. Like, I have faith. It was a little bit of bitty, bitty, bitty mustard seed faith, and I'm not trying to be preachy or anything. This is just really the truth. It's actually what happened. It's actually what happened. I just had this tiny bit of faith, and I don't know why I wanted to go to that hood rehab place, but the peace that I have with who is with me and who is not with me, who is for me, who's against me, I don't know, trolls. Oh my goodness. Uh, Months ago, when I was modding for one of the fabulous YouTubers, Misdiagnosed, she's absolutely hilarious. She's funny. Um, but I remember telling my kids that I was modding. They were like, "What? What?" And I was like, "Yes." Thank you guys for being the kind of teenagers that you are. Because every time a troll would come in, I knew what they were talking about. Get right back at them with it. Check it. But I don't know. It was fun. It's fun. But I really wanted to do this and start my own page because there were so many people who would make comments or leave comments or like try to ask me on the side, for help or a solution with something or a number or maybe just to talk or maybe just to hear, what I've lived through or something. Um, and AA is a place of anonymity, right? So you're not going to have very many people going on YouTube, and saying, giving their experience, strength, and hope, as we put it. But I feel that for me, it's not that I just don't care, blanketly, but I don't care who knows that I am an alcoholic. I was an everyday drinker, and now I'm not. You know, I understand like businesses. People don't want their businesses. Companies can't know. A lot of people, it's still secret. To their family or friends, or they don't tell people. When they're out. A lot of people don't tell people because in case they relapse, they don't want a bunch of people saying, "Oh, I thought you were sober." Ooh. Caveat, just in case. Relapse is a part of recovery. I don't want it. I really, really don't. I really, really don't. Because I'm so happy naturally now. Like, I'm so single. It's weird because I was married my whole entire life since I was 18. Not to the same person, of course. Because I'm no quitter. But, like, these past, 7 years, 7 years of my life where I have not been in a committed relationship with anyone. I've just been deepening my connections with, of course, God, but my children. Like, I can't even imagine being closer to them than we are now. And there was 28 days where I wasn't sure when or how I would see them, what circumstances would be. Would I be able to do it without going to prison or anything like that? It's totally different now. Like, I'm good. Like, I can roll with punches. It used to be, you know, I could just take it because I've taken so much, you know? You buried 2 children and you ain't got no daddy. Can't really say that. I met him a few years ago too. Disaster. Whole nother day. Whole nother discussion. Um, but there is a piece that I have. I have a friend. Her name is Zipporah. And she is telling me that one of her pastors who told her once that the way you handle that and you keep your peace is you think of your peace as a thermostat, right? You go into a building, you go into your home, the thermostat is set on 70. Say the thermostat's set cool, right? It doesn't matter how someone feels on the inside of the house. The house is cool. It could be burning bacon, but the thermostat is on 70, right? So I could have custody battles. I could have child support issues. I could have divorce problems. I could have 401k issues. I could have MAGA problems. I could have Candace problems, whatever. But my thermostat is set on 70. I'm cool. I'm good. Like I can, and that's it's a scary thing. It's a fear thing when you realize what you can go through because you're like, oh Lord, what's next? What will I have to, let's go this way, deal with next? This is my mom's apartment complex, y'all. And beautiful Canyon Country, California. We're here in Canyon Country. That's just a little bit country and a little bit R&B. There's also a lot of Metallicas, though. I happen to love long hair Metallicas. They're my friends. But, yeah, this is our valley. Thank you so much for those who came on and said hi to me and told me where you're from. And I hope you subscribe. I hope you like. I hope you comment. You don't have to share. I mean, if you want to, you can. You don't have to, though. The main thing is you can leave me a comment if you have a question. If there's a topic that you want me to discuss, let me know in the comments or on my community tab, and then I will look it up for you. I don't know everything, but I do know how to attain everything. That was a Santa Ana wind. It was warm. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. Anyone have any questions or a topic, and I will get back to you on it. I was thinking of like the first real topic to be on incomprehensible demoralization. Look it up, y'all. It's a thing. Incomprehensible demoralization. I love you so much. Oh, look at you. Thank you. Now I'm gonna go eat some French toast that my boys made. Let me see. Can I see? Hi, Abdul. He said hi. Fiodo. Is that TT? Hi, TT. The Splend. I promise you guys, I will get better as I come on more, of course. But thank you so much for watching. If you stayed, thank you so much for staying. And I'm gonna do a TikTok with my boy, and then I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day again. Love you.